When I met her, she couldn't grow a petunia. And I'm telling you, you take a look at where she's come from. First time I ever met her, it was so hilarious. I loved her from the very first moment I ever saw that girl. I mean, loved her. In fact, I changed my password. I said, who is that woman? And they said, her name's Denise Chenault. I said, who is she? And so I got the whole lowdown on her, and from that moment on, my password was Cianni, C-I-A-N-N-I. I even spelled it wrong. It was only one N, but I didn't know that for years because it took 3 years of the coffee shop interview. I swear to God. I interviewed her, I figured out what she wanted, and then I just came back around the horn for 3 years and sold it back to her. She didn't want Don Juan DeMarco, she wanted a good husband. She didn't want Don Juan DeMarco, she wanted a good father for her little 6-year-old boy. She didn't want Don DeMarco, she wanted stability. So all these hotshots were running around with their planes, trains, and automobiles trying to woo her, and I'm just old sloppy Tom showing up. How's your son? How's your life? Wouldn't it be nice to have a nice house? Wouldn't it be nice to have a picket fence? She came in my house one time when I first met her, and she looked on the counter. You know, she loves fashion, she loves design, she loves all this stuff. She loves cooking, she loves kindness, and she finally came to my house, and there on the coffee table was Martha Stewart magazine, W magazine, and Architectural Digest. If you want to catch a mouse, you have to think like a cheese. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. That's it. That's in love. That's in multi-level marketing. That's in life. And it can't be some phony deal. It's got to be real, but it's also got to be real for them. And what everybody does is they look at everybody like a prospect. They interview people with their eyes, and they go with their agenda every time. And that is absolutely the wrong way to do it. So we're in my segment now, and so I've got 18 minutes because I don't have 19 and I don't have 17, and James was so mesmerized by me, he just started the timer now, so I actually get 19. So tell me when it's 16 because I want to stay inside of the format, James. And then we're going to bring Denise back up, and Denise is going to interview a couple of people. And that's going to be hilarious because this coffee shop interview is so bad to the bone. And you can call it form, or you can call it the survey, or you can call it whatever you want. But it's basically dropping people off where they want to be instead of foisting your agenda upon everybody. There's plenty of people out there that have fantastic lives. You don't need to be killing corporate America. Corporate America is unbelievably great for some people. It might not be unbelievably great for you at this moment of your life because it's a season that you're going through, but lots of people love their job. Lots of people love the stability of that job. And it's up to them to decide if that job isn't providing what it's supposed to, what they thought it was going to provide through their life, and they need to make a change. But you killing off their job, or you killing off multi-level marketing, is not the way to do this. It is all about catching people doing things right and not looking at people like they're prospects all the time. What if you could just love like crazy, then love more? I just saw this morning some guy named Danny Clark from London, England, posted love like crazy, then love more. He's an international speaker. And I spoke to him a few days ago. He was troubled about something. And he sent me a note on Facebook, said I'm troubled about something. And usually that comes up with a million things in my life because I'm kind of a so I thought he had drug problems, I thought he had alcohol problems, I thought he had some problem that he wanted to talk to me about. So I interviewed him with my eyes. I looked through his Facebook page because I didn't really know who he was. He's this big speaker. And it turns out that wasn't his problem. That was kind of refreshing for me. It was another problem about his business and how he could take his business to the next level internationally. And he was trying, like Scott Pardulis, to get on the international stages with the Richard Brooks, which, by the way, Scott Pardulis is going to be in Richard Brooks' next book, with a 4-year career. Give him a round of applause. And the day he wondered how to do that. And I said the same thing I said to Scott Marcos and everybody else. You got to be a part of. It's great you're a hero in your own company, but guess what? Your company is only your company. And if you want to get big in the network marketing world, you got to go volunteer at the ANMP, which is the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. You got to plug into those people. You got to probably get involved with some different groups out there, maybe Rank Makers, maybe Fraser Brooks, maybe Roxbury, maybe Eric Worre, maybe some of these people that are all generic speakers that are trying to elevate this profession. Because guess what? Longevity is a great company, but there's a lot of great companies out there. And we want to elevate longevity and the people of longevity a lot higher than just inside of the walls of longevity. We're trying to take over the world here. And taking over the world isn't easy. It's got to be a concerted effort that is a worldwide vision of Dr. Wallach's message. And I see Glenn Schultz in the audience. And Glenn Schultz is so exciting. I took somebody out, took Ginny, she's here in the room. She brought her son, who's got an unbelievable printing type company, is that true?
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing company. See, I don't even know what that means. It's so much more elevated than I am. Down in Denver, it's one of the 100 best places to work in Colorado. This guy's got a flourishing, successful business, and he drove down here today to counsel his mother about something. Not about this meeting. He's not here spying to make sure his mom's not getting her pocket picked. It was an earlier call. But the fact of the matter is, this kid's big. I mean, big, and she's very proud of him and her daughter in New York City and all these crazy things that are going on. But the point I'm trying to make to you guys is I forgot my point. I have no idea why I went down that rabbit hole. And that's what's lovable about me. You do not have to be the smartest person in the room. We were talking about Glenn. So I took Glenn over to her. I took her over to Glenn's house yesterday. Because Glenn, as you know, and every one of you know, and I'm trying to show Ginny just how powerful the minerals of Dr. Wallach are. And it's easy with all the network marketing companies out there talking about their ketones and talking about their vitamins and talking about their this and talking about their that. It's easy to have a speech about that, unless you happen to be talking to an elk. And when you're talking to an elk, it's a little bit different because elks don't buy the sales pitch. Do you guys agree with that? So those of you that are not understanding anything about what I'm talking about, Glenn is known as the mineral farmer of Colorado. And the reason he has got international fame now is because he has a little farm right here in Longmont where he uses Dr. Wallach's minerals on his soil. And as a result, it's about 25 miles from the base of the Rocky Mountains, which in elk miles is a long way. And that elk has to cross 2 major highways to get to Glenn's farm. And the Colorado Division of Wildlife is extremely upset about this elk going to the farm of Glenn Schultz because it's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be up in the mountains foraging for food. The only trouble is that the elk can't read the rules. So the elk realized that there were minerals in the soil of Glenn Schultz better than any minerals that elk could find in the mountains. So that elk comes down to Glenn's farm and lives there. He jumps the 6-foot fence. You're all, well, it's 10 minutes from here. I mean, any of you that haven't been there, you've got to go for the people in the room and see that elk out there in the field with the sheep, with the hens, with the pigs, and with, are those cows, Glenn? And with the cows. I don't know a cow from a bull. I don't know a cow. I don't even know what an elk is. It really an elk? Has this story been pretty much true for the most part? But pica and cribbing, you know, that pica and cribbing, you know, those elk, they don't read them, they don't get the brochure and go, I think I like this company. Those elk, it has to be real. And that elk is risking its life, literally, and jumping a 6-foot fence to be out there in that field. That's a testament to what's in our vitamins and minerals. And the point I make to all of you is show me, and I have not seen an elk out there trying to eat the ketones. I haven't seen anything like that. It's pretty crazy. This elk is smart enough to recognize nutrition and will do anything to get there. And I would tell all of you to do the same thing. Recognize great nutrition and go get to that. And the reason I'm at Longevity is, and I've got the choice of every company on this planet. I know if I were to put out the word that I was shopping a company, there would be airplanes coming. There would be all kinds of things going on in order for people to try to get me into their company. But it won't happen. And the reason it won't happen is because I have read the label. I have seen the evidence over 20 years of what's going on inside of the bottle that we have, and there's no better place to be. And of course it's got problems. Of course things don't work every day like they're supposed to work. But what does? The name of the game, network marketing, is here to stay. I just came back from a road trip. You guys know that. I was down in Australia, and I spoke with Rob Sperry. I spoke with Fraser Brooks. These guys are household names. They are as big as they get. Denise is going and speaking at Eric Warre's event next month. We'll get all of you there if we can. Michelle Wallach will be there. The following month, we're going over to the ANMP, and we're going to be speaking there from the stage. Michelle Wallach and Louis Ariaza will be speaking there. And I am going to tell you guys, we know the stratosphere of network marketing, and we're here. That's got to be a tell for you. And we've been here for 20 years. That's got to be a tell for you. Why? With all these new companies coming along and all those things, we know that this is the place to be, to plant your flag. And we're in a position now with Longevity that the flag is more ready to be planted than ever before. Because people like us, Denise and I, have done the road work for you, the groundwork for you. Scott Pardulis and Juliet Pardulis have done the groundwork for you. And we went through the tough times so you would have the easy times. And that's where we are right now. Only one small problem. And this is the problem I'm going to pose to you, and we're going to give you the solution, is we can't do it for you. We can only do it with you. And this is a people business, and you've got to bring people. And the only, it's like any business. I know you've all had businesses. This young man's got a digital marketing business that's probably open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, correct? Well, you have to keep in network marketing and Longevity, you've got to keep your mouth and ears open 24/7. Your mouth and your ears are your Longevity business. I hate to break it to you, and it's got to always be open. You've got to be open for business. And I would tell you that your ears have to be open more than your mouth, but I'm going to tell you, if you learn the skills of network marketing, if you learn them the way that Denise and I have learned, our little business right now, we have an organization that we kick out every month we qualify our check with $300, 300 QB, that's not even dollars, it's less than that in real dollars. And our organization kicks out $10 million a month worth of vitamins and minerals and all the products of Longevity. Why? Because we've built an army via word of mouth. No bricks and mortar, an army via word of mouth. And those of you that own traditional businesses that have got things like overhead, like inventory, those of you that have traditional businesses that have things like employees and all the things that go along with having employees, you start looking at the power of network marketing and you will realize there's nothing like it. I know a lot of rich people. I know a ton of them. I talk to them all the time, and none of them have our lifestyle. They all want our lifestyle. And what's been really crazy for me lately is I've had the guts, and I think it's the guts, to ask these really wealthy friends of mine what they really want more in life. And 100% of them don't talk about more money. They've got plenty of money. They want more time. And if you want to recruit up in network marketing, you don't want to be selling money to those guys. They know how to make money. And they finally realize they've climbed that ladder called money, and they're at the top of that ladder, all alone at the top of that money, at the top of that ladder with all that money, and they realize they climbed the ladder, but it was leaned against the wrong wall. And they're up there with all that money, and they don't have any health, and they don't have any time. And it's really kind of daunting for them because they realize that there's no way to fake that, and they have to climb all the way back down that ladder, all the way back up to get to time freedom as well as money and health. Think about that a little bit for yourself. Think about the people you know. Think about the people with the car dealerships, the people with the CPA firms, the people with the this, and the people with the that they're trading time for money, and they're doing all those things that they're going through. And they're looking at it at the end of the day saying, this is an absolute rat race. And yesterday I was wearing a t-shirt and I didn't even realize it. And it kind of irritates me because I posted it on Facebook, and it was a hamster in the wheel. And then the hamster had escaped the rat race, and it was outside. And I was talking about me being that hamster that escaped that wheel. And no one even commented on that t-shirt because of that damn dog. They all love the dog, you know. I made the mistake. I love the t-shirt, but I put that little puppy in the picture, and I just actually commented on Facebook because there's like 300 comments about the dog, and none of them about me or my t-shirt, which was the focus of the whole dang post, that I was home from Australia and that dog stole the show. Which takes me to another point. Thank you. If you put on your Facebook wall every day all your products, nobody's commenting. Nobody likes it. They look at that stuff, don't they? And they look at it and they go, shut up. Or you put your business opportunity up there and how much money you're making and all that jazz. What do they say? Shut up. So what I'm going to tell you today to do is if you want to put, what's wrong with you? What?
I said, get a puppy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. I've been in this thing for 20 years. I've been trying to trick everybody. All I needed was a puppy. That puppy has gotten garnered more attention for everything. So now I'm doing the same thing that all the smart people do, the digital marketers and everybody. And I have a bottle of vitamins with me and the puppy. 500 likes. They accidentally saw what I was trying to jam down their throat because they love that dog. Is that crazy enough? Unbelievable. Now I have a new idea. I'm going to get a parrot. Think about that. The parrot goes, buy my vitamins. No, I don't know what I'll do, but I think that would be a tremendous idea. But you got to think like that. But I've got 3 minutes left. Learn the skills of this business. Please learn the skills. Denise is right. You got to tell stories. You've got to make it fun. You've got to make it exciting. But at the end of the day, you've got to learn the skills. And the books are at our office. We'll help you with any books that you need to read. It's great to have charisma, but if you don't have the skills, you're still just a wandering generality. And I don't want that to happen to you. This profession is so powerful and so big and so worth it. It's my job to let you know it's worth it. Most of you, and I'm looking around this room, Jennifer's that nurse. She went to college for 100 years. The digital marketer, he probably went to the University of Colorado and he got all these degrees in digital marketing and all that garbage. Denise got a degree over at the University of Colorado in something or another. Steve's an architect. He's got a degree in architecture. Those people are spending $500,000 to get their kids into Harvard, into Stanford, into one of those colleges because they think it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it or not, because I have found in my career that the more I fail an IQ test, the farther I go in life on all fronts. And I'm not telling you not to go to college. I love college because you learn to think. I love college because you learn to relate to people. I love college for all those things and the knowledge. But what I would love for all of you is that you went to college not to get a job or not to do a scam, but to learn how to love your life and learn how to think and to be a better person. And if you want to be an architect like Steve Blackburn, where you're traveling the country, looking for all the places that Norman Vincent Peale, was he the architect? No, who's the guy that you went and saw?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
Frank Lloyd Wright. See, I told you I wasn't the smartest in the box. Who was Norman Vincent Peale?
He's a personal development.
Oh, he's a personal, I love him. No, I'm just kidding. The point I make to you guys, did you care? You did not care whether it was Norman Vincent Peale or Frank Lloyd Wright. You got that Steve Blackburn loves architecture at that level, that he's got a piece of paper where on that piece of paper, he's got 90 things in his life that he wanted to do, and many of them involve going to places of famous architecture, about 10 of them. But the other 80 were places in the world that he wanted to go with his beautiful wife, Dee, with his 2 beautiful children, to go see them all over the world. Because there's a whole lot more to life, he found, than great architecture. And he found a vehicle in network marketing to be able to go those places. Does that make sense to you? That's what this is. And if you learn these skills, you learn how to travel the world and still be passionate. Turn that alarm off. I heard it. You guys are waving at me, flipping me off the whole shot. It's just unbelievable. So the point I made, you're not going to be the timekeeper next week. You are like literally.
No, he is so good.
He's the best, and I hate that for him.
Yeah.
So anyway, in closing, I want you to be your best you. I don't want you to be an imitation of Tom Chenault, an imitation of Scott Pardulas, an imitation of Juliette Pardulas, an imitation of Denise Chenault. You won't be a good imitation of them. You can be a great best you and have the same skills that Denise and Scott and Juliette have inside of who you are. And that's what I want for you. Because if you get that, then all of a sudden that best you in your town, whether it's Grand Junction, Colorado, or Longmont, Colorado, or wherever you live, all of a sudden you are able to absolutely manifest that. There's a woman in here named Joanne Johnston who was unbelievable in the real estate business. Unbelievable. And now she got out of there because it was just not fun anymore. And she decided to take that same skill set in the network marketing. And she's taken her best self and being that now. And that's when it starts to explode. When you finally get that you are all of it in a bag of chips, that's when it all shifts. And what I want you guys to do is become the best you can possibly be. So my next person, I'm done. So scratch that off.